don't gotta do it if you don't want to. You don't gotta do it if you don't want to. It's just a suggestion.
I've always wanted, Amethyst loves, so my wife loves the idea of Yosemite. And I grew up camping and I don't like camping. And so one of these days we're going to have to rent one of the cabins there and go and do it. So true story. Sorry, Amethyst. The famous painting of El Capitan.
Mm-hmm. We can edit this out.
No, we can't.
Sorry, Amethyst.
I want to look this up. So the famous painting of El Capitan by Albert Bierstadt.
Mm-hmm.
She thought it was made up. She thought it was just this magical thing that somebody had done. And then when we were young in our relationship and I was taking her through the whole gamut of Star Trek, we're watching Star Trek V. At the beginning of Star Trek V, Kirk, Spock, and McCoy are at Yosemite, and there's this mildly humorous scene where Kirk is climbing El Capitan, and the Spock shows up in fucking hover boots, right?
Mm-hmm.
And she's just like, "What the fuck is that?" She didn't know it was a real place.
Yeah.
And it's here. We've never been. So yes, if you're talking about missed opportunities in the life of a 46-year-old man who used to work at a supermarket that was a common stopover for foreign people to show up and get snacks and go to the bathroom before going to Yosemite, I've never been.
I was been cleaning my garage among other things.
And you found a reprint of the El Capitan painting?
No, I found my harness and climbing shoes, and if you would like.
Oh yeah, fuck no. Yeah, no. I appreciate that you've done that. Actually, you know what? Now that I'm in better shape and my shoulders and I don't have the problems I used to have, still no, because I'm.
What about indoor?
Yeah, Alice used to really like indoor climbing.
Sure.
She used to
The closest one's in Manteca.
Fuck Manteca. Let's go to Reno. They've got the tallest outdoor climbing.
I mean that's quaint. That's nice. Okay, I got it. But
what's quaint about the tallest outdoor climbing apparatus in the Western Hemisphere?
Yeah, no, that's not where climbers would go to climb. That's just like
I'm not a fucking climber. I'm looking for the kitsch of it.
I can give you better. And then I could put you in a position where you'd be more experienced and you could make that climb even better.
Well, self 5. I'm not doing it. Sorry, bro.
What if I try Spam for breakfast?
You have already traded Spam for Groundhog Day, so you're fucked there.
You're right. I should have.
And I told you when you did it. Actually, I might be willing to renegotiate climbing for Groundhog Day because I think I'd rather do the climbing.
Yeah, the climbing we should do. Absolutely, the climb. And yeah, Yosemite. You let me know if you're gonna go. I might go with you.
Maybe we should plan a cabin kind of deal.
Sure,
that'd be kind of fun.
Yeah.
The thing is, I tried once years ago, kind of casually, half-heartedly, and you have to know the day and time.
It's more difficult now.
So because they
you have to reserve it.
Say today, March 1st. They opened up this week in July at 8 a.m.
Yeah.
And you've got to have a fast internet connection, and you've got to have nimble fingers. You got seconds to book a space. And then, of course, with the fires and the flooding Yosemite's been a mess the last couple of years.
Yeah.
But maybe now it's time to go.
Sure.
I'm sure Alice would really like it, especially if we got the comfort of a cabin and we got to see El Capitan. I will get a white t-shirt that just says, "Go climb a rock," and I will pretend I'm Captain Kirk. Kind of awesome. If being honest.
So you're going to Murphy's tomorrow.
Yeah, I am.
It's just 53 miles away.
Yeah. So I worked at the supermarket.
You could be there in an hour.
Right off of Pellendale.
Drive an hour.
Yeah.
Enjoy. Drive another hour. Guess where you are.
Yeah. So I used to work at a store that was right off the freeway in Modesto, California.
Mhm.
And it was a common stop off for tours of foreign travelers going to Yosemite. So they would fly into, San Francisco or Sacramento or whatever, they would bus to Yosemite. They would stop off at this store on Pallandale in Modesto, California. We'd get a flood of foreigners, Germans, Japanese, that kind of stuff. They would always have one person who spoke enough English to ask where the bathroom was, and then they would buy snacks, get on the bus, and go to Yosemite.
Okay.
And that happened all the time. Never been.
So when we go, we usually stay at the resort in Bass Lake, which is 15 miles away.
I've been to. It's funny. I've been to Bass Lake.
You've been to Bass Lake?
Yes.
What were you in Bass Lake for?
So my high school sweetheart's dad had a boat, and so Clear Lake, Bass Lake, they would go to the different
lake hop.
Yeah, Lake hop. Yeah. Lodi Lake. They would do these. So I went to a few different places with them. Yeah.
Yeah, Bass Lake. Yeah, we got it. Yeah, I mean, if we do that, if you want to stay in Yosemite, you get your cabin and go do that.
I would love to. I mean, if I wanted to do it,
if I wanted to do it,
I would do it right.
I've never stayed there. The only family vacation that I recall, the one I went on, my family went to Yosemite. We stayed in a motel, some really cheap motel.
Yeah, it's the best place. The best way to do it.
A ways away, and Yosemite was grand.
Yeah, and see, when I was a kid, like I said, I grew up in a camping, hunting family, and we didn't go to Yosemite. I had never been to Big Trees until the time you were like, "What the fuck? Go to Big Trees?" Because it's right by Murphy's, right? I've only been to Big Trees the one time. It was 4 years ago. My family, we went rustic camping.
Mm-hmm.
Where you knew a spot where it was legal to camp, but it wasn't in a campground.
Okay.
And you went and camped there, and then off the river and fished and ate.
Mm-hmm.
Ate fish and set up paper targets and shot BB guns and did outdoorsy shit.
Mm-hmm.
That's how I grew up. So we spent most of our time up by Silver Creek.
Silver Creek.
It's up north in the foothills by Markleyville.
All right.
And I did a lot of camping there as a kid. River fishing. Learned to get in the water and river fish and catch trout and snap their necks and put them in your creel and all that. That's how I grew up. So we never did the tourist rustic stuff, and so I've never been.
Well, if you think I was right about Big Trees, and you think I was right about your recent pizza experience,
so good. I like how you just build it on your successes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Let me remind me of me.
Yes, please tell me more about the sound of how awesome you are. And yes, I know
I'll take a break next episode.
No, you won't. I know that you don't make recommendations lightly, and I also highly value your recommendations because, as you just pointed out, through a super swing wide shoulder slap way, you are often correct. Let me tell you about that pizza place, though.
What's the name of it again? It was. I didn't know the time I brought it up last time we were talking about it here.
Yes,
it was.
It was Bianco Italiano.
Yeah, Bianco's right. Bianco's in there.
Yes. Yes, Pizzeria Bianco.
Yep, first one came up here.
Yeah, so I went to the one that was in a strip mall. It's very innocuous. It's very it's very underwhelming how it's just in a strip mall.
You have to know it's there. You got to be looking for it, or you're there for something else, and you just happen to cross.
So
it.
we went because we wanted to go there because we had talked about it, and we went. It was kind of fun. Like it was kind of like a dusty, kind of old kind of feel. Like they sat us at the romantic table that was by an open fireplace that had candles on the mantle that they were using daily. It had just years of wax buildup on the candle stands. You know, it was fun because like I knew that this was probably an opportunity that we would probably not repeat, and so we're looking at it. I was looking around. The pizzas don't look that big, but how bougie is this place? It was families everywhere. It was all families. It was nice. It felt comfortable.
Mm-hmm.
It felt normal. Like it felt too normal for what my expectations were.
Oh, right.
Because you had built,
like this is too casual.
Yeah,
this is not. The standard's not going to be quite there.
Yeah. Hey, I expected people to be in suits on first dates with roses and shit.
Interesting.
But it was just a pizza place.
Yeah.
But not just a pizza place because it was phenomenal. And so the gal comes over, very like mom and pop kind of restaurant service, not really high end, very casual. The gal comes over and I was like, hey, this may be the first and last time we're ever in Phoenix, Arizona. We really wanted to come here. Would I be out of line if I ordered 2 pizzas? And she was like, no, honey, you're fine. So we did. We ordered 2 pizzas. And
there's 2 of you.
Yeah. Well, yeah, but I wasn't sure exactly, the quantity.
Oh, okay.
So we did. We ordered 2 pizzas, had drinks.
Were they the right ones? Did you feel you ordered the right ones?
The pizzas we got were just nuts. We got a margarita. That's a perfect baseline.
Yes.
And we got one. We got one that was like it was fennel sausage and grilled onion. And they were just so flavorful. Like it's hard to describe the difference between regular and fresh ingredients. It's hard to describe it. Like the margarita, the tomato and the cheese was just like, fuck you.
Just jumped out and touched your palate.
It was so vibrant. I mean, I ate every bite, 2 pizzas, and we took 2 slices with us.
You didn't order enough.
No, me and my 100-pound wife just mowed through this food.
You could have done 3 or 4
too.
Oh my!
And I mean, it was just So yes, Pizzeria Bianco. They have 2 locations in Phoenix. They have one in LA. Just.
And they're on Netflix. They're on that Netflix series about pizza.
Yeah.
First episode.
And so if you're just like some kind of pizza connoisseur, you're a nuthead about that kind of stuff, and you're talking about the best of the best for quality ingredients, and you want to learn about what's going on there, that the guy who founded that place, it's a pizza place, but
he's kind of genius.
It's a next level kind of shit. Like I have been eating pizza since before I could say pizza. Never had a pizza like this. It's that kind of shit. I mean, it was.
You kind of have to go back now. They're going to have the Spartan next year.
Every year. So the Phoenix Spartan is at the same location every year.
All right. So I'm going to have to go next year.
You will. You have to come with us.
I'm going to have to go.
That Phoenix Spartan was fun. It was hard, but it was fun.
I really wanted to go with you to Phoenix.
Yeah. And they have one obstacle at the
next year.
At the Phoenix Spartan that is unique to that location, and you are literally. They have, I don't know who did it. It's on these rodeo fairgrounds outside of Tempe. And they have built this section of like Bastille wall, and put ropes on it, and you're vertical scaling a section of like castle wall.
Okay, so that's different from the dunk wall. Did you tell me something about a child at the dunk wall? Yeah, so the dunk wall is where they dig a 6-foot trench. Okay.
And then they put an inflatable barrier over the top of it, and you have to go underneath it. That's the dunk wall.
Okay. But earlier, I think you were claiming to be Aquaman or something, or Superman, or both.
Yeah. So
were you wearing your Spam shirt during that time?
I was not. I had on my Under Armour gear. No. So I was at this Spartan, and it was hot, and a lot of people were not prepared. My time was slow. I'm doing the fun run. I stopped a few times to give people who were cramping up advice, and then I get to the dunk wall, and I'm exhausted at this point because I've been sick so much. It's hard to train. They did the damn barbed wire crawl, which is a mainstay. The barbed wire crawl was in 5 inches of muddy, gravelly water.
Sounds sensible.
It was horrible. It was so bad. I'm still cut up. It's been weeks. So I get to the dunk wall. I'm so out of breath, and I'm dreading getting under the water for the solid second it takes to get underneath it. So I'm taking a breath. I got my hands on my hips, and there's this 12-year-old kid standing there, kind of standing there at the dunk wall, like standing there.
Okay, so 12 years old. I was envisioning like a 7-year-old, 8-year-old or something.
No.
He was a little older.
He was 10 or 12. Yeah.
How old do you have to be to do this?
So if you want to run competitive, you have to be 16. But if they have a child's Spartan event.
Okay.
That's kind of toned down. It's a special course, but your parents can sign a waiver to allow you to go with them on the adult course at any age.
Oh, so you could take your 5-year-old out there.
Theoretically.
All right.
And so I'm there, and there's this kid. Now, I'm not really watching the kid, but he's there. He's fine. It's up. The water's up to here on him. It's like up to his upper chest.
So here you go under, and then you come up.
Yeah. But he's scared to do it. So I'm not concerned for him because he's fine, but he's scared to do it. Eventually, he comes back the opposite direction, and he's trying to climb out of the pit, but it's so muddy and wet, and he's
struggling.
To
get traction to get out.
Yeah. So I grab him and I pick him up, put him next to me. No big deal. The kid weighs less than the damn bucket carry. And now I'm stuck with this child because I'm like, this child has to have parent permission to run this race. Where the fuck are the parents?
You are now the adoptive parent.
So now I'm waiting because now I'm not going to leave this child. I've taken him on, and we're chatting it up a little bit. I'm like, bro, no, it's no big deal, bro. Just catch your breath. We're talking about it. We're kind of building them up a little bit, but we're just chatting it up. And I was like, hey, hey, if you can't do this, you just go around the side there, and then you're off. No big deal. Just no one's telling you. No one's here telling you got to do this.
Mm-hmm.
But it's been several minutes, and now I'm like, I'm starting to be like,
he's trying to decide what to do.
He is, yeah, and it's cool. That's fine.
Okay.
But no, in my mind, I'm like, I know an adult had to sign the thing.
Oh yeah, well,
and
presumably,
no, for sure, no, you can't, you couldn't. Everybody's got a special wristband that.
So the adult needs to be present there when they check in to sign them in. They actually check IDs and stuff. They find out that this is actually the guardian or parent or what have you.
Got to. It's so expensive. No kid's sneaking through this. They have to have a special band that has a day and time and style of race. So
does the parent have to run it with them?
I'm not sure.
Because that could have been the case.
So I didn't think about that, but I wouldn't imagine that this small child is running the race by himself.
I don't think I would want my oldest to do that, and he's 13 right now.
The Spartan is a little dangerous.
It is. I've done one, and I found that to be true.
Yeah, it's a little dangerous. And
I share your concern about this minor who's.
And so I'm with this kid, and now I'm starting to wonder, hey, if I am an adult and this is my child and I went under the dunk wall, all right, honey, come after me under the dunk wall. And it's been 4, 5, 6 minutes.
That's logical.
Where's my fucking child?
Holding their breath.
So eventually another 12-year-old comes around the side and is like, hey, you okay? What's going on? And then right after them, an adult comes.
Oh, okay.
So
sibling, parent?
Maybe sibling, friend, parent. So by that time, I've built this kid up enough to where he just jumps in and goes underneath the water.
Mm-hmm.
But just like, what the heck? I don't know. I don't have kids, but I know from talking to people, and I've told the story before where a guy I used to work with said that first kid, you won't let him touch the dirt. The second kid, you let him eat the dirt.
Yes.
But at the same time, if I'm going under what I would say is a dangerous obstacle, I mean, you're completely submerging yourself underwater. I mean, the chances are slim, but anything could happen. And then 2-3 minutes goes by and that child is not right behind you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
What the fuck?
I know. What I have found to be true in my one and only experience that I've had so far with the Spartan races
Yeah, you had an experience.
was similar to what you were just describing. Similar how you interacted with other racers.
Yeah.
I found everyone on that race was helpful, was compassionate.
Yes.
They were willing to provide aid at the expense of their time
Yeah.
or when they would finish. They wanted to give.
Yeah. The open heats are like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's camaraderie.
We all want to finish together, and your success is a part of our success. Let's go.
Yes. Yes. The open heat. So there's two styles of heats. There's the competitive ones where people are racing for money.
Get out of my way. I'm
No,
going.
they don't do. No, the competitive heats aren't 40 people at a time. It's one person at a time.
They stagger them.
Yeah, it's you go. 2 minutes goes by, you go. That kind of stuff.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yes, but
I think it'd be more entertaining if it were more like the open heats, though.
no, people would be getting into fights, bro. Yeah, no.
The UFC of obstacle course racing.
Right.
We can start that.
You catch up to the person in front of you, you can whoop their ass.
Pull them down off that rope.
Yeah, no.
Jostle that monkey bar set.
Yeah, there's definitely room for some interesting things where you're talking about.
It's like the gladiators on steroids.
Yeah, but if you're interested, I actually had some so I always take terrible photos at the Spartan, you know this, but I had some pretty good shots.
That's a pretty good one.
That's good. Look at the fucking arm definition. I mean, I'm sweating just enough.
Is this pre-pizza?
Yeah, of course. I didn't slam 2 pizzas and have a couple of beers and then go run a Spartan. Could have. Would have been terrible. But yeah.
That's good.
Yeah. But no, it was a good time. You know, I bolstered the confidence of a small child. I convinced a gal who was cramping up hard. She wasn't going to die.
Mm-hmm.
And I finished in 1 hour and 10 minutes. Not too bad. Yeah.
I'm glad we got to share that.
Yeah, it wasn't not a great time. I was in the 35th percentile.
Oh, that's okay.
And we're talking about me competing in
No, I was talking about more the 3 things that preceded that. But
yeah.
Good time though.
No, yeah. And I've got another one in 2 weeks.
Do it.
I plan to.
Don't get sick. Don't get injured.
That brings up a good point. I got to use restroom, but my next Spartan trip, I need your advice on something, and we'll talk about that in a second. But
We can do that.
meanwhile, you have to tell these people about your car detailing or some shit.
All right. So I'm going to clean this car and it's going to be brilliant, but I'm just looking for the right period of time where there's no rain. I need a little bit of overcast. I've been cleaning out my garage. I want to be able to pull in. I'm having a little electrical problem in the garage. I need to settle that, install some lighting, maybe put in a floor, and really get to it so I can do exactly what I need to. But yes, if you're interested in taking care of your cars, I know there's thousands of videos, probably millions at this point, telling you how to do just that. But it's not for everyone. And as much as I love doing it so far, we'll see. Because I kind of jump in and out of hobbies and things of that nature. But if it doesn't rain tomorrow, I might tackle this first wash tomorrow. We'll see. And maybe I'll take some photos. So stay tuned. Interior, exterior, both. I want this thing to be in pristine condition. If you'd be so kind, if you find our video, put in the comments, what is your dream car? What's your dream car in color? I want to know. Right now, I'm into red cars. So I think the past 1, 2, I've owned 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 red cars. Red is definitely my color of choice when it comes to automobiles. So I did own 1 green or greenish, bluish green car in a pinch just when I had a car emergency, but that wasn't for long. Every other car has been red. So that's me. Do you have a favorite color in car?
I like the muted colors, like the charcoal, the brown, stuff like that.
Charcoal and the brown.
Yeah, I don't like the vibrant colors.
Yeah, we might have to reassess this one too. Yeah, I'll be right back. Let me get a couple paper towels. Let's wipe that down first.
Well, I'm gonna pour it into this cup right here.
Yeah, you're gonna pour right over that. I should polish that. Put some iron remover on it. I got some microfiber towels.
We've already had 4 beers with this particular process.
I don't know if we should continue.
We'll find out if I get sick for a 4th time this year.
Why gray color?
I don't know. I like gray. My like the charcoal, the pattern that's like the charcoal-y kind of pattern, the gray and the little specks of black. I like that color. It's one of my go-tos. I don't know. I mean, I'm a for shirts and stuff, I'm a red guy. You know, letter K red is a color. But I don't really for cars, I don't know. I'm just not looking to stand out. I'm not looking to be the guy with the matching cherry red Mercedes hatchbacks, like some people on this podcast show. I mean, I know I don't want to say specifically who, but there is somebody involved in the production of this show who thinks that things need to be red for that purpose. No, whatever. I'm going to ask Psych about. So the next Spartan that I'm doing is going to be in Las Vegas. You're just out of Las Vegas. So talking about food, I'm going to ask Psych about food in Las Vegas. Because obviously, I mean, people who know me know that I've had some very love-hate relationship stories about Vegas. Mostly dislike. Not a big Vegas fan. I prefer Reno. You know, it's just it's quieter. I like to gamble. And so Reno's kind of more situated for that, especially nowadays, where Vegas is more of an experience destination. Although the last time that we went after the huge debacle that was my trip, which we won't get into today, some of the experiences we did, we had a really good time. Especially the dining. The dining experience was just brilliant. We had these vodka martinis, and instead of vermouth, they used locally pressed olive oil, and it was so good.
Is it cold pressed?
Is it cold pressed? Like Latinum, or is that gold pressed? Gold pressed.
Cold pressed.
Yeah. So the next Spartan, which it's funny. So the Phoenix Spartan, we flew out on Valentine's Day. For the Vegas Spartan.
Spirit Airlines?
Yeah, no. Jesus Christ, no. No, but for the Vegas Spartan, we're flying out on my birthday.
Oh.
Yeah. Shows you what kind of stock I take in the particular days of the month. It just happens to be coincidence.
Sure.
So we're staying at the Horseshoe.
Horseshoe?
Yes. It's one of Caesar's properties. I'm a Caesar's Rewards member, so I get free rooms for the Caesar's properties. Ever since Caesar's bought the Row in Reno, which is the El Dorado, the Silver Legacy, Circus, I have benefited. Yeah, supporting your loss. I have benefited from free rooms in Vegas as well.
Okay.
Which I don't go to very often, but I've been to Vegas more times in the last 3 years than I have in the last 30. But so we're staying at the Horseshoe because I asked ChatGPT after my last experience. It's like, hey, Caesar's properties, which one is the easiest to drive in and out of?
Mm-hmm.
And it came up with the Flamingo and the Horseshoe.
All right.
All right. And so you're rinsing it, but you're also going to drink it.
Yeah.
So just fucking drink it.
No, because now this is the only blend. The rest will be.
All right. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. Oh, you know what cut is going to make the final version of that.
I messed that up.
That was fucking brilliant. What was I saying? Okay, so stay at the Horseshoe, free rooms, great. And you know how Amethyst and I don't like to travel too far on the Strip. We like to stay in a section. I think that's the best option.
That's true.
There's so much to do in Vegas that you just pick a section and you stay there. You don't have to go all the way up, all the way down, all the old Strip, all this stuff. You're just trying too hard and you're going to have a subpar experience. Just stay where you're at. So stay in the Horseshoe, which is like center north, center south. Mm-hmm. It's by Paris, New York, that kind of stuff.
Okay.
Where do we go for a nice dinner?
RPM?
It's more up than I would plan to go. We've already been there, right?
You have.
Yeah.
It's a nice place.
Yeah, I just telling about the martini. So
I would go to Cut.
So where is Cut though?
Cut's, so what part? Sorry,
it's close to Paris, New York.
Okay, so if you're in Paris, there's Gordon Steak there. That's a great place.
So now that we're out here, I'll tell you my research has me going to either Gordon's Cut or
that's Wolfgang's place. Wolfgang's.
No, I'm sorry. Gordon's Steak.
Gordon's Steak or Wolfgang's Cut.
And they're right there together.
No, they're not in the same place.
And then Gordon. So the choices were Gordon's Steak. There was another place that is under renovation. It was closed, and the last option was the Eiffel Tower restaurant in Paris.
Okay.
And so here's my question. And so I looked at the menu, and it's a French bistro, kind of like the Roxy, but like on steroids. Like they had 5 kinds of caviar.
Cheers. Thank you.
Yeah. This is the.
You like caviar?
No, I never had it.
What?
Or no, I've had the cheap stuff from the supermarket. Revision El Repaso Mexican style lager.
Oh, I wonder what my taco truck would think of this stuff.
Man, it's a revision. I mean, it's not like it's Mexican lager. It's just some style.
Yeah.
So
I can see where they're going with this, though.
Yeah, it's good. So escargot. I mean, escargot. There's they've got the caviar, and foie gras is all over their menu.
Yeah.
You know me. I looked at the center cut, and the center cut comes with foie gras and a bordelaise sauce and all this other stuff. So, and I talked to the wife about this, and she's interested, but at the same time, the both of us are very apprehensive about the idea of a place like that. I mean, we've never really had fine caviar, and we're talking about this stuff. The cheapest one that they had was an American caviar that was, I want to say it was like $48 for 28 grams. And it went up to like $450 for some Russian beluga or whatever it is.
Yeah. From the sturgeon.
I And I wouldn't mind.
I was watching I wouldn't say a documentary, because it was shorter than that, but
they call them mini docs.
mini docs, okay, about the up and coming South African caviar industry.
Interesting.
They're getting fish from the area and from the people that typically raise beluga, and they're starting their own enterprise in South Africa. And supposedly they're doing it right, but they're going to have to wait a little bit to raise these fish to get them to the point where they're ready to harvest.
Yeah.
And which is going to add more supply and bring down the cost, and they're going to be a direct competitor to beluga caviar and its prestige and status.
So here we are. We're looking at, this is the menu, the dinner menu. Cold foie gras.
I've never had foie gras.
So that's what I was curious about. Steak tartare, obviously, you would get two of those. Smoked pork belly. So what's lyonnaise as opposed to mayonnaise?
Lyonnaise style. Do you think it's related to mayonnaise?
I mean, anise.
How do you spell it?
It's Lyonnaise.
All right.
Escargot. Cold marinated octopus. Tuna tartare.
Okay, so Grok's telling us it's a style of cooking originating from Lyon, France.
Interesting.
Famous city for its gastronomic heritage. In food item terms, lyonnaise typically describes dishes featuring onions, often sautéed or caramelized, as a key ingredient reflecting the region's rustic, flavorful cuisine. And then it goes on. There's also different sauces it's named after. I guess if it's typically talking about a style of food from that particular city, then it could be near anything. Is that all they said? Lyonnaise style?
Yeah, the style of lyonnaise.
Okay. Yeah. It doesn't.
Yeah.
It's not limited.
So caviar list. Trio of American caviar, 3 kinds, 28 grams each, $98. Then it goes into Siberian, which is a single 28 grams, a Royal Osetra caviar, which is also 20 grams for $140, Imperial Golden Osetra caviar for $260 for 28 grams. And you mean 20 grams is actually quite a bit. Like bulk wise? Well,
Depends on the density.
yeah, I guess so. And then, of course, the trilogy of imported Osetra caviars, Imperial Golden, Royal, and Siberian, 28 grams each for $480.
That's what you should get.
The $500 one?
Yep.
Yeah. So, I mean, we talked about how
and then you should fly me out there to taste it with you.
Fuck off. Yeah. All you're getting is my reaction shots. But then again, we get into the meats. And like I said, there's foie gras here, there, and then the filet mignon. This is interesting. There's actually the queen broiled beef tenderloin filet mignon cut, and then they have the béarnaise, the bordelaise, and the green peppercorn sauce. So, but specifically, the reason why I'm tentative about this spot is that's a pretty fancy fucking picture right there. The foie gras. The foie gras. I've never had it. I understand what it is. It's goose liver, and the process is very invasive.
Yes.
It's illegal to produce in the UK.
Yes.
But you can still import it. I looked that up, so I know that. I don't know about the US.
Yeah, that's the only thing I disagree with about that product.
Yeah.
It hasn't been readily available where we currently live.
No.
There's not places that we can go out and dine within what would be a sensible or reasonable driving distance to wine and dine and have it. So I haven't. But after I learned how these people are doing it now, if if there's a way to still get it without doing the reprehensible things that they had been doing to those animals.
I don't think you can, because the way that the process stimulates the liver growth, I don't think that you can do it.
But they still have livers.
Yes.
They're just smaller.
Much smaller. In fact,
So you can still have that without, it doesn't change it except for its size, does it? Because if it does something to the flavor, if it does something to the texture, if it does something to the color or anything else, then okay, then that's something altogether different. But if the only thing that is affected by their process is the size to get a greater quantity, then yeah, then I would be open to having it if the animal wasn't affected or altered to do that.
The reason why you cannot get it by us is that foie gras production and sale have been banned in California since 2012.
Yeah. So I probably would not order it, although I am curious.
Right? So that's kind of where I'm at. But it's such a high part of their menu that I'm more apt to go somewhere else. So let's talk
somewhere
about
else.
So Gordon Ramsay's steak.
So yeah, Gordon steak is great. Wolfgang's cut, I think I enjoyed his place better than Gordon's place.
Okay, so how far is Gordon or is cut from the horseshoe? I can ask ChatGPT.
It's telling me 0.7 mile.
Oh, so it's that's completely attainable.
So cut is inside the Venetian.
Okay, so it's just it's
the
right there. I've the last time we went to Vegas and had a good experience, we stayed at the New York.
Okay.
And
That's where we had pizza when you were late.
yeah. The one time I was late in my entire life. But we decided to stay in that block, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I got super fucked. So I put wife to bed. I was wired.
Tuck her in.
She was tired. She went to bed. I was fucking wired.
Oh, that's when your winnings went.
Oh yeah, you want to talk about hills and valleys? Yeah. Oh my gosh. When I told my mom what I was doing, she was not pleased. But I just walked through casinos, gambling the whole way with Aria, Venetian, and it was yeah. So I understand where those are
The
at.
Aria is nice, isn't it?
All the crystal, and it's really fun. It's a cool spot. Yeah. Aria, or is it Aria?
It's the Aria. Yeah, I think I'm due for another Vegas trip, right? It's been a couple years.
Has it only been a couple of years? It feels like yesterday.
I know, because we have stories that are never ending from that trip.
Aria is how ChatGPT is saying to pronounce it.
Sounds like everyone's getting it wrong.
Aria, yeah, and I something about that trip made me think of that.
I watch poker tournaments.
Mm-hmm.
I watch a lot of poker.
Yeah, that's fine.
Hosted from that casino or that hotel casino.
Yeah.
And they're saying what I just told you.
Oh, so the guy on TV saying it some way.
Well, not just one guy, but several guys from television repeatedly over years.
Yeah. Hold on, we'll just ask.
Are you wrong, Chat? Is it possible? We're teaching the boys all sorts of card games.
Yeah, it says the Aria Hotel and Casino in Las Vegas is pronounced the same way. Aria. Just like that. So it says.
I guess it makes sense because
it doesn't because it's not it's phonetically divergent.
No, but you have a you have a vowel pair. You have a vowel team, and the latter vowel makes the first No, that doesn't make sense either.
But
Yeah,
you're thinking of things from an English
Yes.
standpoint
Yes,
too.
I am.
That's not English.
Yeah.
It's an Italian word.
Okay, so I'm gonna ask Rock.
The name comes from the Italian word air or melody and is consistently pronounced with the emphasis on the first syllable, aria. Aria. And then ChatGPT is asking if we're going to go because it thinks it's pretty impressive.
I think we should go.
Yeah. So, I don't know about you, but I'm kind of topicked out. So I think that's kind of be where we're going to stop today. For those of you who don't know what's going on, we just spent the last 3 episodes yammering about nothing. And I think it was actually a lot of fun. We had a good time. So if you prefer just random topics as a format, like, comment, subscribe. That deal. And I'm sure that the politic sections are going to get us some real good hate mail on my Instagram. The comments are going to be great.
Don't read the comments.
Don't read the don't. So, I told you the cat video was me talking.
I know, you told me about the comments, and I didn't want to read the comments that you were making about the comments.
So I've stopped reading the comments altogether because people are just so hateful. They're just so.
Now, if the opposite were true, and if all the comments were positive and helpful and constructive and insightful and provided the individual receiving the comments an opportunity to grow and develop, then yes.
Yeah, great. But that's not humanity.
And
Sorry.
that's not YouTube.
No, it's not. Oh my gosh. It's not people in general. So thank you for joining us. Love that you sat through it. Next time, I don't know. Psych will decide whether or not we have a topic or not.
Yes, I can do that.
I'm so glad.
Please like, comment, share, subscribe, and we will see you next time.
Even your hateful comments.
We're not going to read them, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah. That's so true.
We solved the comments.
Yes, we solved comments. I don't read them. Oh, it's fucking brilliant. We solved comments. The world's a better place because of us.
Amazing.
Yep.